Hey guys, welcome to our channel. Today we're going to be discussing standards that you should have during dating. We have different opinions. Me personally, I want someone that is on my level or above. I don't want to date below. I do want to date someone that is like in my field. Like, I don't want to date someone that like didn't go to college but is like a rapper or something, like a famous rapper. You know what I mean? Like, I want to date like someone, like if I'm a stenographer, I want to date a stenographer. If I'm or anyone that's like similar to that profession, someone that knows what I'm going through. I think that's important. It's important to me, at least.
All right, well, I can identify with you wanting someone on your level. I totally agree with that 100%. I want someone on my level as well. But what I'm saying is it doesn't necessarily mean that that person must have a college education. You know, to be on the same level doesn't mean that education-wise you're on the same level. I think it's a matter of pinpointing exactly where both of you would like to be, setting goals, short-term, long-term goals, and managing, you know, those goals together and accomplishing them together. It doesn't take education to do that. So my point was, there are a lot of successful men and women out there who are entrepreneurs and, you know, who are in, you know, well-paying jobs because of either their experience, or maybe, you know, someone just gave them a chance, you know, to get out there, and they do exactly what they do very well, and they're making good money doing it. So,
well, let me just stop you there.
Sure.
My issue with not having an education is that, yes, you may have this high-paying job. You're like a manager of a company or business, whatever it may be, and you get fired. You can't get that same exact job back. You can't. You have to work your way.
Experience.
But you have to work your way back up. You can't just get that. You have to go to school for that. If you want to be, a manager at this taco store, then you have to start from the bottom unless you have the credentials.
Yes, but if you've been there already, you got fired, you have the experience from that job to get you another job in that same particular field.
Yeah, but who's to say that you can be the top of that company? You can't. You can only do that if you have the credentials. It's not just about experience.
Not in all markets. Experience goes a long way. So it depends on, are you particularly specifying in the medical field you need these credentials? Because
no, I
there's
wasn't
different
thinking,
industries
where
if you have experience and you're good at that particular job, then they're more than willing to hire you, because experience goes a long way. That's why they tell you to do an internship while you're in college, so that
while you're in
college,
but
so that you can, because you don't have the experience.
Yeah,
but if you had the experience, you really don't need the college in a lot of different jobs.
No, I feel like if you don't have education, you're just setting yourself up to hustle for the rest of your life. That's just how I feel.
Okay, well, entrepreneurship does take a lot of hustling, but you reap the benefits in the long run.
Personally, I feel like you should have a base of education, and then once you get your base, you hustle. Like, you do what you are expected of with your degree, and then you hustle on the side. That's my personal opinion. Okay. And that's what I would want my significant others to do.
Okay, I'm just speaking from my experience because you know, I'm supposed to be like this huge systems, you know, analyst or huge software engineer, but that's not my passion. you know.
Mm-hmm.
My passion is really real estate.
Right.
So I went to school and, you know, I did computer science. I did, you know, master's courses in teaching, instructional design and all that stuff. But my passion still lies in real estate. So you could have, you know, the base of experience, but it doesn't necessarily mean you're going to be happy in that particular field that you studied.
That's true.
That's off. I mean, that's kind of off the topic of what we're talking about, but I feel like, number one, when you meet someone, you guys have to really recognize what your passions are. And I think the best type of relationships work out when you guys have a similar or like passion for something.
Mm-hmm.
And like you said, which I agree with, you want someone that understands, you know, what you went through or what you have to go through to get what, you know, you are looking to accomplish in your career.
Yes.
So that's definitely something that I agree with.
So,
but one last thing, I just feel like there are people out there who may have not had maybe the money to go to college, or, you know, just didn't have the opportunity to do so, but they have a lot of drive, they have a lot of motivation, and all of that that's within them will allow them to become this really successful person because they just have it up there. So that's more like someone that I would consider,
well,
and that can follow through on it.
here's my thing. This brings me to the topic of dating on your level. So I want to date someone that, you know, is in the same field as me because I want to date on my level. I don't want to take care of someone. Like, that's what you have kids for. That's not what you have a partner for. And that's why I want someone who went on the same journey as me. I don't like when there are, how do I say it? I don't like seeing like a woman take care of a man.
I agree.
Yeah, so I don't want that for myself. And at the same time, I don't like when a man is like taking care of a woman either. Like, I don't
have a problem with that. I mean, as long as I can still work.
Yeah, but
but he knows that his job as a man is to support his family, whether I work or not. You know, a man has a role, in my opinion, a man has a role and a female has a role.
Yeah, but the point that I'm trying to make is that I think as a woman, you should have your own. You should always have leverage. Like, if the man leaves you, you should be able to survive. And that's why I say that I don't want someone that will like completely elevate my life, and if I leave him, I don't have that life anymore. Like, no, like, that's what I mean. So it's not fun when you date someone below your level. It's actually very draining.
It could be stressful.
But love is love, and
yeah, but I mean, it is what it is. But these are some of the standards that, you know, this is one of the standards actually that, you know, we feel kind of different about. So until our next video, stay tuned. Okay, so let's talk about standards. The standards that men and women have in, before they get into a relationship. So what are some of the things that you guys feel you want someone to have prior to, you know, deciding that you want a serious relationship?
He gotta have 6 figures. He gotta have 10-inch, 12-inch.
All right, seriously though, seriously.
He has to be a kind person. He has to be able to show emotion. Like he has to be family oriented. He has to want to get married. You know, he has to want to build with you and all that stuff.
Okay. One of the things that I was talking to Asia prior to this live was education. Now, a lot of women and a lot of men may want someone, you know, their standard is, oh, I need somebody with a bachelor's degree or higher. They have to have some sort of college level of education. Now, my personal opinion, I feel like you are ruling out some really intelligent, compatible people, okay? Not to say that they should have an elementary school education, no. But I have met some very successful entrepreneurs who are making good money with no college education whatsoever. So you have to consider that. You have to see where this person is going. You know, what type of goals, what type of motivation that this person has before you could pass judgment. I feel like you may be ruling out a good match for you.
Okay,
What do you think?
I agree with that. But my thing is, I want someone that I can connect with. I don't want someone that made it through life in a different way than I did. You know what I mean? Like, I need someone that's going to understand, like, what I'm going through when I have a 12-hour shift in the hospital. You know what I mean?
Okay, but what makes you think that that person won't understand that?
They'll never feel it, so how will they really understand? You know, like, some people, they get tired of not being, like, a priority because, you know, sometimes work takes over. And it's like, if I'm with someone that understands and has to go through the same thing, then it just works out better for me. Her point was that you miss out on, like, a lot of guys, but who cares? That's just my opinion.
Okay, I'm just saying that your bracket, your criteria of what you might find compatible may actually increase if you consider that. Okay, now just because that person doesn't walk in the same field as you or hasn't experienced the same level of education, they still can relate to the workforce as far as putting in 12 hours, putting in 16 hours a day.
Joella says she's 50-50. We're gonna pin that. We're gonna pin that. I don't know. I mean, like, for example, the other day my aunt was telling me how she knows this doctor that's married to an IT manager. And if you guys watch Married to Medicine, you know Dr. Simone is married to an IT manager. And it's like, you know, they argue about how he feels like she doesn't have time. She doesn't have time for him, and all that
could be
stuff.
in any profession.
Yeah, but when it's two doctors, you get it. You know what I mean? You get
IT
it.
managers put in time too.
Yeah, but like, I mean, I don't know IT manager schedules, but
It depends on, okay, listen to this. If you're managing a whole department, an IT department, you're managing things where your computer system could crash. It's 24 hours support when you're dealing with networks and hardware issues. So it could be a similar schedule to doctors because doctors are on 24/7 call as well. So if you're managing a department where, you know, you oversee the network of your company and you have to make sure everything is running up and running to the point where, you know, everyone has internet service. These servers are controlling, you know, everyone else's not compatibility, availability to access certain things on a computer, then there's a likelihood that someone could call you 2 a.m. in the morning and say, look, this just crashed, we need you. So it depends on your level of the level of support that you provide for that particular company. So it could be very similar to a doctor, like if you're a gynecologist, you know, a baby could come at any given moment. So you'll be on call and you have to be available.
Joelle said her point is valid because love can be found in any bracket of profession.
Thank you.
A doctor to doctor is more compromising with understanding work demands.